Good morning from the chapel at Lalande. Philip and I are now home after a week away from filming anything or editing anything, which is the longest time I've ever taken off from the vlog since it started over 6 years ago. And the time has done us both good. We spent most of it at my aunt and uncle's, just resting and being with them. And we got back to Lalande a couple of days ago. Coming back without Lancelot was harder than even I had anticipated. It was very, very difficult. But what helped us a lot is that there were guests here that weekend. And whilst I had worried that maybe that would take a level of energy that I didn't have at the moment, actually it helped me so much to be with people who were so happy to be here, who were so kind. And I found it very uplifting. And so each day has been better than the last. And today I feel able to start tentatively filming and chatting to you all again, because I have missed it. Whenever something nice has happened in my day, I've instinctively reached to my phone to try and share it with you. When my aunt came back with wonderful food from the local market in the south of France, I wanted to share it, but I knew I had to rest. So I haven't been filming anything up until now, but I know that chatting to you all is going to help. And first, I want to thank all of you for the overwhelming support that we've received from you. Nearly 7,000 comments, and it has made a very, very big difference. We haven't been able to reply to that number of comments, but I have been reading. I think I've read almost all of them. We've had so many poems, so many links to songs that are helping to soothe the soul, and I've been following those links. I've been reading all of those poems. And amidst all of those comments, there have been 3 questions that most of you have been asking. One is, will Lancelot be buried at Lalande? Another is, will we have a star for Lancelot in the chapel ceiling? And another is, will we get another dog? So yes, Lancelot will be coming back to be buried at Lalande. He's been cremated in the south of France, and my aunt and uncle are bringing him back to Lalande, and he'll be buried by the chapel. The second question is, yes, I was going to get a big star for Lancelot in the ceiling of the chapel. And then Michael Potts phoned me and told me that 5 of you have dedicated stars to Lancelot in the ceiling at Lalande. So Lancelot will be filling the starry sky here in the chapel. And thank you to each of you who did that. It was so thoughtful of you. And lastly, will we get another dog? I think it's too soon for us to know for sure, because the moment it happened, I said to Philip, I'm never having another dog. I cannot go through this again. By the next day, I was saying, we must get another dog now. I can't cope. I've got nowhere to put this love. And then 5 minutes after that, no, that's ridiculous. We mustn't get a dog ever again. So clearly, I am in no fit emotional state, neither is Philip, for us to make a decision. Nevertheless, I want to let you know that we are now thinking that we probably will get another dog in future. It's too soon at the moment. If we do, it will be another Prague Ratter. But the lovely news is that my aunt and uncle, who had 2 dogs many, many years ago that they adored, Charlie and Archie, little Yorkshire Terriers, one of whom is buried just next to the chapel, they fell completely in love with Lancelot, and they think that they will also get a Prague Ratter. So I think that Lancelot has changed people's minds, and people who thought that they might not get a dog or might not choose a Prague Ratter are finding that he's changed their minds. I think that that tiny little creature made quite a big difference on this planet, and that makes me very happy. I wanted to give you all this update to let you know how we're feeling and to answer those questions that many of you had. But I just want to let you know as well that from now on, I will try not to talk too much about Lancelot in the vlogs, because it will make it hard, I think, for me to film. From now on, I will try to be back to my normal schedule. I might not manage it all the time because some days are better than others. The vlogs might be a little shorter than usual just at the beginning, but I know that it does me a lot of good to get up and film for all of you. It shows me the beauty around me, and it really lifts my spirits. And before we go over into the chateau, there is something very uplifting I want to share with you, because the first place I came back to when I got to Lalande was the chapel. I came straight here. And when I came in, I was pleasantly surprised because I saw a few changes. As you can see from the wires and from the chasing in the walls, the electricians have been. They've chased the wires in for the wall lights, and they've also put the wires down for the chandeliers. And here you can see that the wires come straight down from the keystones in between all of the vaults, and there are 3 of them coming down. And after the summer holidays, the scaffolding will be coming down, so they'll be able to put the actual chandeliers in place. And the other big change is that the base colour of the sacristy has been completed. It is this beautiful, wonderful lilac. And if we go closer, you can see how well matched it is, because here is the original part of the wall, and they've just matched the colour absolutely beautifully. Here, again, is the chasing in for the light switch for the sacristy. The painting of the archway around it is also done, and you can see they've put the chalk lines in there, the guidelines for the motifs that will run along these walls. That's these little motifs that will be all the way along there. It will be beautiful. And I also noticed that they've got quite far with the gates that they were painting for it. So I'll take you to see those now. It is a scorchingly hot day at Lalande. I was hoping to carry on clearing in the attic this afternoon, but I'm not even sure it's going to be possible with the temperature up there. The restorers have left the gates here in the hangar to dry. I'm pretty sure they're dry now. And you can see that the base coat is completely done. This side is the back, but you can see that some of the red has started to be put on. It just looks so gorgeous against the blue. Actually, pale blue and red is one of my favourite colour combinations. And if we try and look at the other side, I won't try and lift them because they're very heavy. You can see that there's lots of little fruits that have also been painted red along it. And all of these parts on both sides are going to be gilded. So next time the gilder comes, they'll be covered in gold. Good to see you, Chris.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right? I didn't know you were in today, so it's really, really lovely.
Just doing a few little bits and pieces around the house.
You're doing all the glazing that was missing,
yes.
aren't you?
Yeah, we had some birds getting in certain parts of the building. I've put a couple of panels in up there. I've got one more to do just to the side.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to repair the window first because it's really, really in bad condition. So we'll fix it up and then we'll do it. These ones down here as well. I've reglazed these ones.
There were so many missing windows on the outside.
Any of those, so I've taken them out, put some little pins in to secure them, and then re-putted them all. They need a wash because yeah,
it's just been done.
Yeah.
But I love what you did inside with the mirror.
Oh yeah.
Really nice.
It came out well, didn't it? It's lovely. Yeah, that was a good idea. That was Philip's idea.
Oh, it's really good.
Some mirror in there, and I think it's really kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, you can't tell. Then when you see the reflection of the wire, you realise. Yeah. But here it was just normal glass. It was a light through to the next room. But the next room is going to be an apartment. It's what we knew as Natty's apartment. So it was insane for anyone in there to get disturbed every time the corridor light goes on or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Whenever this light goes on. No, so it's a really good idea. I've never done it before, put mirror in place of glass like that. But yeah, like you say, it's kind of really, you can't tell the difference, can you?
No, and I think I'm going to do it in more places of the chateau where we don't want the light.
My place as well. No, it's really good.
Yeah, good on Philip, but you've done a cracking job of it. It's good to see those little bits being done, and also Chris is coming to start on our big corridor project next week, so things will get exciting in here. Oh my goodness, Kirsty, you must be baking. You should be in a bikini out here and in the fountain.
I'd love to, actually. Yeah.
That's what Hanny says. She's moving into the fountain.
And keeping in this little tiny piece of shade.
This tiny's the only bit of shade in the entire courtyard. You're deadheading the dahlias?
Yeah, just having a tidy up on the dahlias.
Fabulous.
I was going to start on the lavender today, but it's absolutely covered in bees and butterflies. And
they're still enjoying it.
There's still a little bit of...
Also, it's very, very hot to be working in the middle of the courtyard today. I don't think it's the day for it.
No, I think I'll
hug the walls because goodness knows they do need deadheading. So it'll be lovely when that's done.
They go toasted in this heat within a couple of days.
Really quickly. It'll give them more strength as well.
Yeah, and hopefully more flowers.
Yeah.
They're really nice this year. I mean, there's a couple of gaps where they haven't come back as well, but we have had a lot of rain, so...
There's definitely more each year, aren't there?
Yeah. I don't quite know how the echinacea ended up in the courtyard.
That's from the Jardin L'Anglaise.
Yeah,
David
no idea how it got here.
I don't know.
Maybe it was something in the homemade compost that we used, but it's welcome, but it's very unusual.
All right, well, I'll leave you to the dahlias.
No problem.
It's a more sensible job.
And then find some shade. Hi.
It's a vision.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Me with my
Look at you, all breezy and cool and pretty.
hot.
It's too hot.
So hot.
Can I help you carry stuff in the car?
Oh, no, it's already done. So, yeah, I've got a few things.
You got the jam jar.
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna do more blackberry jam.
Marie has been processing blackberries.
There's so much.
I'm going to show everyone your coulis actually, because I'm about to have some yogurt with some coulis.
Oh, yeah.
It's so delicious.
It's very good, but there's so much left to pick, so yeah. One day at a time, I guess. But,
Maybe we should go for a picking session together one.
yeah, maybe not today.
No, or maybe in the dead of night.
Loads of steak for us.
Oh, we can do a steak frites night one
Yeah,
night.
we are quite a few people as well.
Yeah.
Coming. So, and then salmon. So we'll do it, and then we got mushroom and tomatoes. So
Oh, delicious!
and
Thank
loads
you.
of lettuce from the garden, and the biggest bag of fries I could find.
Good,
Yes.
because anything less would be absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah.
There are lots of us in the chateau at the moment. Philip's parents have come to stay for the week. Tomorrow, Mummy and Percy are getting back. Davey's arriving tomorrow. And later on in the week, Nick's arriving. And Marie and Antoine shortly after him. So loads of people and, of course, the exciting people that were here anyway. It's so hot that I can't bear the thought of a big meal. So I'm going to cut up a couple of these peaches. These are the remaining peaches from the market in the south of France. They're so juicy and delicious. And then I'm going to mix them with natural yogurt and some of Marie's blackberry coulis from the garden. I'm covering the bed of peaches with the yogurt. I must say that peaches like this, that's the taste of my childhood in the south of France. And then a drizzle or swimming pool of coulis. Ooh. Right, I'm taking these up for Philip and I for lunch with an ice cold bottle of water just as the weekly fridge reorganisation begins.
Yes.
And you're having it with your granola, the coulis.
Yeah. It's really good.
So
Honestly.
good.
It's delicious.
That was delicious and really refreshing. And now I am going to have to go up to the attic where I think it's just a tiny bit warmer than the Sahara. I know it seems madness to be up here today, but if I don't make inroads into this, I will never get better. I feel as though emotionally I'm completely blocked by everything up here, and I'm determined to just tackle it one bit at a time. And if you're watching this and you are overwhelmed with just clutter, then know that we're going through the same thing, and if I can do it, you can do it, because I have let things get out of control. And I know that if I can do this, I'll be able to move on from the pain of losing Lancelot, of losing my father, of all sorts of past traumas. And I will also be a much more organised person, and I will also be a much more creative person. I may be expecting a lot from this clear out, but I think it's going to work. One box at a time, and this is the next one in my sights. Certificate of Holy Communion. What would I do without that? I completely lost track of time and I realised that I've been baking like a lobster, but I'm saved by the bell because Philip's cooking and he's just called me downstairs. But I've had a wonderful afternoon. My father had kept so many things. I just didn't realise he'd kept everything about my childhood. I even have the menu from my baptism, which actually looks pretty swanky. Salmon, venison, pheasant, porcini mushrooms, artichoke hearts and green salad. Pity I presumably wasn't enjoying any of that. And here are all of the congratulations cards that my parents received on my birth. And I'm wondering if this one set off my love of yellow for the rest of my life. Here's a Happy Mother's Day card that I wrote. I must have been tiny. Mummy darling, I wish you a happy Mother's Day from your little girl who loves you. Stephanie. I even found a photo of one of my aunt's dogs. That one is Charlie. It was their first dog and Archie looked very, very similar. He was the cutest thing, and he and Mummy were quite inseparable. And I think what I found most touching of all is that on the file my father's written, First Steps, Monday, August the 9th, 1976. I'm feeling quite surrounded by love at the moment, actually looking through all of that, but getting a bit peckish. So let's go through to the kitchen and see what yumminess Philip is making. Thanks for the salmon, darling. And this is leftover from Marie's
Yes.
dinner last night. Beetroot pasta.
There's some here
Yum.
with parmesan with that.
And lovely roast vegetables. And can I just show how fetching you're looking? You do. You look wonderful in that outfit. Dinner was delicious, but all I could think about was a cold bath, which I am filling with lavender and geranium bath salts. And I am going to soak in for a very long time. It's all ready now. I've lit the candles. I've got a book on interior design. And I'm feeling so happy that I filmed this video for you all today because, as suspected, it made me happier throughout the day. So thank you all for that. I will try to have another video for you as usual tomorrow evening. And until then, night night from Lalande.